Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ricio and welcome back to the Commodore 64. I will be reviewing it now. I haven't reviewed anything, I don't think, before. This is just my opinions. So don't go telling me that I'm wrong for having an opinion. And the fan is on to keep me cool. And because it's quite warm. And, well, yeah. So, like I said, this is my own opinion on the Commodore 64, so if your opinions differ, great. But, like I said, don't go telling me in the comments that I'm wrong for having an opinion about the Commodore 64. Just because you love it, doesn't mean that I have to love it, if you know what I mean. Right, so on with the review then. Now, this is the Commodore 64C. I've showed it to you once in the unboxing, and that was it, just once. This is the unit. Like I said, function keys are down here, the keyboard is here, the ports are here, look. And to prove it's a Commodore 64C, I'll show you the back. Commodore 64C. Now, I'm going to go through first, in all my reviews I'm going to do the good, the good and the bad points, and then the okay points of it. Maybe not the okay points, they're pointless, but the good, what I like about the system. What I like about the Commodore 64, I'm just joking, I do like it. What I like about the Commodore 64 is that I don't know how to put it into words really. I know what to say about it, but I just can't, you know. What I like about the Commodore 64 is how, well, first of all, it's really retro for me. I like the sound of the keyboard. The sound of the keyboard is, well, you can hear it, really, really nice. Function keys. I like the fact that the games are on tapes, which is very different for me, because I'm used to games being on CDs, cartridges, digital downloads. I'm used to all that, you know, but on tapes, it's a new, strange thing for me. So tapes is like, this is very interesting, having a game on tape. I know there's a few consoles, maybe one. Yeah, maybe one. But the games are on cards. And I mean cards, like, Hue cards, like about this big. That's on the TurboGrafx or the PC Engine. And the Master System did that as well. But I don't have any games on cards, so who knows, maybe soon in the future. But like I said, games on tapes, very interesting. And yeah, quite weird for me. Something else I like is the fact that it's just a keyboard. it is just a literal keyboard. You know, obviously you can't use it as, I don't know, can you use this as a normal keyboard? Well, I suppose you could. I've seen videos of people using it as their main computer, but I never use this as my main computer. I mean, anyway, yeah. I also like the expansion ports. I don't know what they do yet. I'm assuming you can like get like, I don't know, user port. I have no idea what that is. But the cassette, I like the cassettes. They're quite cool. And you know, this isn't. You can use SCART cables on this, which I absolutely love. But the problem is my TV doesn't have SCART, so that's a bad thing. But that's my TV's fault. And you can also use RF, which is like the worst thing you could do, really, especially with the Commodore. RF is the worst possible one you could do. Unless you don't have a choice, then RF is the best option, but if you've got other options, RF is the worst one. Unfortunately, I can't think of any other good things. Because to me, like I said before, the Commodore, and it's new, all new. This is. I think I got more negatives than positives for this one. But yeah. But don't get me wrong, I love the Commodore system, but I just can't think of any other positives about the system. If I ever think of any more, I'll put them in the description. If I think of any more while I'm editing this, I'll put them in there. But yeah, overall, for the good points, I like the look of the Commodore. Yeah, well, the look. I like how it looks. I like how it sounds, like I've said. But yeah, how it looks really nice. Having this on a shelf, even if it's not plugged in, but it will be. This whole thing, you can't see which room I'm in, and I'm not going to tell you which room I'm in either, but all this is not my main sort of room. The room I'm going to be in soon, which will be done early next year, maybe, no, sometime next year, will be just, all my consoles I will have will be plugged in to one TV, or maybe two, all depends. And then it'd be easier to do these videos because I don't have to keep plugging in like one console at a time. They'd be all plugged in, ready, and I can just, pick one. But anyway, as I was saying, this will look nice, even if it weren't plugged in. The design of this is, and especially the bread bin design of the original Commodore 64, I haven't got that with me at the moment because it's not working. And there's no point showing it. I've already showed you what it looks like anyway, but I brought this is what I'm reviewing. Right. The bad things about this system, and I got a few bad points that are prominent in my head as I was doing the games video for this. If you haven't watched that, go and watch it. It's not, I could have done it more better, but with the heat, it was quite warm, and then it took ages to edit because I had to do voiceover, and I wasn't the best at that, and I admit that. That's not one of my strong points, but the bad things about this console is the loading times. God, the loading times. It takes ages for games to load on this thing. I don't know whether the floppy disks are faster. I don't know, I haven't got a floppy disk drive for the Commodore 64, but if I ever get one, then I will definitely do a video on it, and then maybe my opinions will change. But as of now, with just cassettes, I said cassettes were good. They're also quite bad. Like I said, the loading times. God, they take so long, and with and like people will say to me, well, that's just like new consoles today. And when you think about it, it is the same to an extent. Put a game in today, you have to wait for it to install, then update, day one update. It's like, oh God, so you have to wait ages for that. But the difference with new consoles, you can do other things on that console. You could play a digital game you've already got on there. You can, watch Netflix on them now, or you can do anything. And if it's a digital game, you could put in a disc game and play it. Unless that needs an update, then yeah. But this takes ages to load a game. Absolutely ages. I know for one of them, I think it was the first game I tried, Dark Revenge or something, I had to try that game 3 different times. The first time, it didn't work, it just wouldn't load, it crashed. Second time, it loaded, then crashed. And then the third time, it loaded, played, crashed. So, but in between each of those times, it was like 10 minutes. And I know you're thinking, it's not long, but then sometimes it can be. If you just sat there, watching flashy lights coming at you, it can be quite long. And some games take even longer. But then some games take shorter. So it's not all bad, but some games take ages. Like Doom Dark Revenge, which didn't work. which I was very disappointed with because that game interested me quite a bit. Second bad point, I've mentioned a couple of times already. The game could load, you know, you could be playing it, it crashes, and that's tapes. But then that's any game, it crashes, but I've noticed more crashing on the Commodore than anything else. Like, I put a tape in, it might not even load on some occasions, and it's like, the length of time you've got to wait for something to load, and for only it to crash, you know, and got to do it all again, and it crashes again. So that's annoying, but not like terrible things, you know. I mean, if you've got the patience to do it, which I don't, unfortunately. I don't, because I'm used to, well, I'm used to sort of instant, you know, like a cartridge system, for instance. You put it in and it's on. But I think this can have cartridge games as well. The Commodore 64 does have cartridge games, but I don't have any of them, I just have tapes. So, and one thing I noticed as well, these can break quite easily. I was carrying a box which had the system in, and the box dropped, and one of the keys came off. And I thought, alright, yeah. So, you know, but that's just a side thing, it's not a review of this. I haven't got the games on me right now, but I'm going to give a review on the games I tried and all. Doom Dark's Revenge, when it worked, I didn't understand it at all. Didn't get it. I just didn't understand what to do. You know, and I know games, like, I like a challenge in games, but if there's a game like that where you have no idea what to do and you're lost for... so that game I was disappointed with. If I were to rate the game out of, say, 5, I would give it a 3. No, 2. I'm going to be a bit mean. I'm going to give that game, Doom Dark's Revenge, a 2 out of 5. But then if it was up to 10, it'd be a 4. I don't know, and because it didn't work, so I couldn't get to try the game more. So, unfortunately, 2 out of 5 for me, that one. Because the story interests me, that's it, that gives it the 2. What other games did I try? Daley Thompson's Decathlon or whatever. That game's fun. I like that game a lot. 4 out of 5. It would have been perfect, but the fact you got to, you know, really move the joystick, you know, your arm will die. And plus that took ages to load up as well, and it crashed several times before I got it to work. So that could have been the tapes, you know. The tapes are old, but even then the tapes can break easily, you know, back then. I did try Chernobyl, well, for what I could, and I couldn't get it. So I'm not going to review that one because I didn't get to try it that well. And that's all the games I tried, because, again, most of the games took ages to load, would crash, then they would load up, then crash, wouldn't even load up at all. So yeah, it was annoying. It was annoying to make that games video. That's why there was only 2 games, which I was disappointed with. I would have liked to show more games, but unfortunately I couldn't. But I know there's more bad points to the Commodore for me than there is good. But my overall experience with the Commodore I think is great. But I mean, I don't have the patience, like I said, to wait for the games to load up, you know, and for them to crash. But it's an experience for me to see that process, you know, to put a tape in and, you know, type load in the keyboard, and it's just an experience. It was a really good experience as well for me, because like I said, I didn't grow up with the Commodore 64. I never even had a Commodore 64 when I was younger. I only recently, when you saw that unboxing video, that was when I had it. The first time I've had one. I mean, I had that broken one for ages, but that doesn't count, does it? Because it's not working. So I'm going to rate this now. I'm sorry if this was a bit, you know, over the place, but I'm not good at reviews. I don't review things very well. I don't give good points, bad points. I just say it's crap or it's good. I haven't got a reason. Sometimes it's like, oh yeah, it's good. Why? This is good. Anyway, out of 5, I'm going to do out of 5 and out of 10. So it's out of 5, I will give the Commodore a 3. For the points I said, it looks really nice. I like the feel of the keyboard. I like the experience it gives me. And some of the games are good, don't get me wrong, some of the games are good, but then some of the games are bad. You know, but then it's not full marks because of the other stuff I said. You know, it takes ages to load, it can crash sometimes, but maybe that's different with the cartridge games or the floppy disk games, but I don't have them at the moment, so I'm just reviewing it as I've got it at the moment, and that's a cartridge, a cassette. So 3 out of 5 for me, the Commodore 64. Will that mean I will never use it again? Well, at the moment, yeah, because I've got nowhere to put it in my room at the moment. That's why I'm having the games room being made. Not at the moment, got to save quite a bit of money, but you know. But at the moment, I can't have it set up, you know, as I want it. But when that's done, when the room is finished, it'll be set up. Definitely be set up then, and you know, I'll probably find a floppy disk drive for it and give my review on that. Out of 10, I'm not so sure, because I don't want to give it a low score, but then 3 out of 5 is average, I would say, so I'd say about 6 out of 10, maybe 5 out of 10, in the middle. But overall, without ratings, this, I like the Commodore 64. It's gone from love in the beginning to like. I like the Commodore 64. Is it better than consoles? Is it better than the consoles? That's a whole different debate. I am a console gamer, so I'm going to say the consoles, my opinion, are easier. So much easier. Cartridge game, put it in, works straight away. Might have to blow into it to get it to work, but it work. No loading times, nothing. Even CDs, you know, they could scratch, but fine. You know, they're cheap CDs now, aren't they? Unless the game is absolutely rare, then. But I prefer the consoles. So the Commodore 64 is a good system, but I prefer the consoles. Unfortunately. Well, no, fortunately for me, because I like the consoles. Right. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you all later. Bye guys.